Well, hello there, I do hope you're all well. Now, this is a belting of a story. Yes, you saw the thumbnail saying, what did Theo say to make James O'Brien belly up? Well, get to the story. James O'Brien was doing a last bit of his run and his show from 10 till 1, and he was talking about abortions, and I think it's something to do with what's happening in America. Well, trotted in Theo Usherwood, and I said, well, what do we owe this pleasure? Well, it turned out that he had a fantastic and rather interesting story to tell about our Grant Shapps, our Transport Secretary, or whatever he likes to call himself this week. And it's about basically that he's reported our London Lord Mayor, Sadiq Kahn, as you can see in the picture here, to the electoral committee. Now, I'm going to tell you why. I'll leave that to Theo Usherwood and enjoy the hilarity and laughs as well, because he's a doozy and there's a lot in here. It's hilariously funny. Enjoy.
It's 12:53. You're listening to James O'Brien on LBC, examining the curious case of the Conservatives who profess to care passionately, deeply, endlessly, so compassionately about the unborn, but couldn't give a flying fig about the born. Hopefully we can return to that, but it depends why Theo Usherwood has just forward-rolled into the studio.
Because I have forward-rolled into the studio, the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, has reported the Mayor of London, Sadiq Kahn, to the Electoral Commission, accusing him of breathtaking political cynicism. And that's because earlier on...
Accusing him of what?
breathtaking political cynicism.
That's just brilliant. Sorry, did that come out loud?
So he's accused him of breathtaking political cynicism over the announcement that the Elizabeth line, Crossrail,
yes,
will open on Tuesday, May the 24th. And the accusation...
Is it not going to open on Tuesday, May the 24th?
No, it is going to open on Tuesday, May the 24th. It's been long delayed, of course. But it's now going to open on Tuesday, May the 24th.
What's wrong with announcing that it's going to open on the day that it's going to open?
According to Grant Shapps...
And we should definitely pay attention to the man who used to sell get-rich-quick schemes on the internet under a false name when it comes to breathtaking cynicism.
It's because he is... This is an unscrupulous headline grab during a couple of days, a day before the local elections. So this is what Mr. Shapps has said. This announcement is an act of breathtaking political cynicism by the mayor, breaking election rules on such announcements in an effort to garner votes the day before the local elections in London.
Oh, I see.
I'm therefore immediately referring this breach to the Electoral Commission for investigation.
I'm no expert on this, although it's possible.
You are.
Well, it's possible. This is nothing to do with the Electoral Commission, is it?
No.
Go, Grant, alias.
Because I did ring up the...
What was his alias? Malcolm Tucker?
Michael
Green and Sebastian Fox. Go.
So I did ring up the Electoral Commission before coming on air. Yeah.
This is brilliant. Honestly, you couldn't write this stuff.
They said it's nothing to do with them.
So have you told Grant Shapps?
No.
Oh.
So I did go on the Institute for Governance website.
Yes.
And it comes down to, for Local Government Association, do you know who... The Local Government Association has a short guide to publicity during the election period. They produce that.
That's
the
it.
Local Government Association.
So you could campaign to the Local Government Association?
You could do,
if you wanted to, on the grounds that we should have waited until after the election before we announce something that's going to happen in 3 weeks.
He's accusing him of trying to garner supports for Labour by making this announcement. But of course, and this is the point that Sadiq Khan's team are making, because I've also been in touch with them.
Oh, you've been busy.
Work very fast for you.
Yeah.
Of course, they point out the mayor isn't standing for election.
Details.
And so, of course, if they hadn't announced it today, then it wouldn't have been possible to get everybody on board in terms of the trade unions, drivers, everybody ready in order to open the Elizabeth line in time for May the 24th.
Where did the story come from that Boris Johnson wanted to perhaps sell off up to 2.5 million housing association properties?
That would have come out as a political announcement. So, but it wouldn't have come from the government. That would have come from... It would have been a political announcement, and that's how we would have got around it. So do you remember do you remember there was a cabinet meeting, was it last week? And there was an announcement about coming out with innovative ways.
Yeah, there were some great ideas. So I can't currently remember any of them, but they were absolutely brilliant. That was it, which the AA kicked into touch, and then the childcare one, which the National Day Nurseries Association kicked into touch, but they were brilliant ideas.
But they came from individual politicians at the cabinet rather than from the departments, the relevant departments themselves.
Yes.
So therefore, the civil servants aren't getting involved, and therefore the government isn't using the machine, the Whitehall machine.
But it got all the headlines were Boris to sell off council houses.
Yes, but that was a political announcement.
And this is okay. So, how surprised would you be if I told you that since you came into the studio, Grant Shapps has tweeted claiming that the government deserves the credit for the opening of the Elizabeth line, because that would be himself indulging in what he himself has already described himself as an act of breathtaking political cynicism, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's that bit, isn't it, where he's like saying, well, if he's going to do it, I'm just going to join him because I can't beat him.
So here is the tweet from the Right Honourable Grant Shapps, alias, what was it again? Michael Fox.
It was Michael Green.
It was
Sebastian
Sheila
Fox. Who did the big reveal on
MP.
that many moons ago, if I remember correctly.
You're absolutely right. Tell me more.
But hilariously, I was described by The Guardian very generously but wholly inaccurately as having, I can't remember the term they used, but they basically made out that I, really did a Paxman on him, and he just told me.
That he had indeed sold get-rich-quick schemes on the internet using false names.
3 times,
but interestingly, they were desperate. Grant Shapps was desperate.
That's held him back, hasn't it?
Sorry, Theo.
I was just going to say that it was Grant Shapps. He was very. His team were like, Grant really wants to come in and speak to Sheila. He's desperate to come in and speak to Sheila. And then, do you know what happened afterwards? I never have told this story. I shouldn't tell this story.
Tell me now. I'm dying.
Just in case there's any confusion, you are still listening to the James O'Brien show.
No, never mind him. It's only my
time. So afterwards, I kept on ringing up and saying, when's Grant coming back? He won't get. And the aide kept saying, really bad reception. I can't take your call. I'm campaigning on the country.
Sorry, Theo. Going into a tunnel.
This is the mistake many men have made. Just think that I'm a pushover.
To underestimate the Fogarty. Here is the latest tweet from the Right Honourable Grant Shapps MP. Crossrail News, and he's put little emoji sirens on it. Bless his little commas. London's newest tube, the Elizabeth line, will be opening to passengers on 24th of May. Thanks to £9 billion of government support, it will transform the lives of Londoners for generations to come and deliver a £42 billion boost to the whole UK economy. So that's a big announcement from Grant Shapps. Remind me the phrase he used when Sadiq Kahn made exactly the same announcement a couple of hours ago?
Was it breathtaking political cynicism?
It's kind of funny and
not funny at all.
Distressing at the same time.
Yes, it is. Well, that's life at the moment. There it is from me for another day. We'll do it again tomorrow from 10, although I doubt that we'll have any mountains of hilarity to scale.
I want that hilariously funny. I was just bellying up laughing as well. Proper chuckling. This is where we are in politics. You just really couldn't make that shit up, could you? Accuses the London Lord Mayor of, was it breathtaking, breathtaking political cynicism. Hilarious. And then, in the end, up goes and does it himself. You just couldn't make this shit up. And just remember, when you go out there and place your vote, remember the amount of gaffes that this government have done. And now you might say, yeah, but this about councils, that blah, blah, blah. Even then, those that Conservative, I think it's in Hartlepool, has been posting these leaflets through the doors, trying to distance themselves from the absolute train wreck this government has been doing since they got into power. And I noticed on the leaflet at the bottom, talk about desperate political cynicism. They show a picture of is it the blue tree for the Conservatives with a British patriotic flag underneath, and at the side there's Labour, probably has the red rose, and underneath it the EU flag. Talk about desperate political cynicism. Yes, I saw. You could not make this shit up. As Goebbels would say, accuse your enemy of what you are. Wow. And as there's that great quote I've been hearing now. I think Phil's been posting it on his on different bias. All Conservative voters Stay at home, protect the NHS. Brilliant. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that video. I found it hilariously video. So anyway, no more prattling on from me. So have a good day, and before you go out of that booth, just remember, up the Tories. Right, I'll see you later, and have a good day. And until the next time, I shall bid you farewell and take care.